I really hope you do not hate me for saying this, but when a therapist tells me that Psychology Today is going downhill or their profile is not converting and it must be because there's something different with the algorithm or something like that, almost every time I can click on their profile and within about 2 to 3 minutes, I can figure out exactly why that profile is not getting clients to pick up the phone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kelly Stevens. I teach therapists how to fill their private practices with real world strategies that actually work without spending thousands of dollars on ads, with really relating to clients like you are a human being. And let me tell you, one thing that I am hearing over and over again in therapist Facebook groups, on Instagram, and just even with the therapist in my consultation group is this idea that somehow Psychology Today has changed. Now, just like any other directory, algorithms do change. I am not the queen of Psychology Today. I cannot tell you whether or not the algorithm changes at any given moment. There are things that work on Psychology Today or Mental Health Match or any other platform that might work one week and not work the other. Okay? But what I can tell you is more often than not, when people tell me that their profile is not getting their ideal clients to pick up the phone, there are a few really obvious reasons why that might be happening. And in today's video, I am going to break down exactly how to make sure you are not making those mistakes. So in today's video, I am going to give you 3 very quick wins so that you can get your profile converting into real client phone calls. So here's thing number 1. I want you to lead with emotion rather than credentials. Here's what I mean by that. I often see profiles that start with something like this. I'm Kelly, I'm trained in CBT, trauma-informed care, and EMDR. I would love to help you as you overcome some of the struggles in your life. All right, on the surface, that sentence seems fine. But when we dig deeper, we realize that really isn't telling us very much about the therapist. And also, you have to remember when people are looking at Psychology Today, more than likely they are in a struggle. There is something that is going on in their life that is causing them enough tension and pain to pick up the phone and call you. So if I was gonna rewrite that sentence, here's how I would say it. You're a college student who has been holding it together for everyone else, but inside you feel like you are barely making it. See how that is a very different sentence than the one that I gave you initially. It's because it leads with some level of emotion. You have to remember that when clients are sorting through profiles, they are literally scrolling maybe 10, 20, 30 profiles on a page at a time, depending on how big their phone or computer is, right? And what they are seeing is a lot of the same thing over and over again. You need something that is going to stop the scroll, and because more than likely they are at an emotional point in their life, you need to lead with emotion rather than credentials. Thing number 2 is you need a headshot that looks like it's meant for Psychology Today and not for LinkedIn. Here's what I mean by this. Here's an example of a headshot that I use on LinkedIn, right? I look polished, I look professional, I look like I might be applying for a job interview. These are the type of photos that I see on Psychology Today all the time. And although this looks really good, this doesn't scream, I want to talk to you. When you are writing your profile for Psychology Today, I want you to pick a photo where you look like a therapist, where you look like somebody who is ready and open to talk to somebody. Here's an example of one from mine that I would choose. Now, as you look at these, you can realize these are not that different from each other. Actually, these photos were taken on the exact same day. You can tell because my hair looks the same in both of them, right? But in one of them, I look professional and a little bit more businesslike. And in the other one, I look like I'm open and ready to talk. This little tweak makes a huge difference. Remember, again, your ideal clients are scrolling during a difficult moment in their life. Looking like you are ready for a business interview is not necessarily the look they're going for, right? They are looking for somebody to talk to, and your photo needs to scream, I'm here for you, I'm safe, I'm ready to talk. Now, I could scream the last one for the rooftops, and if you have watched any of my videos, I'll link some of the other ones below, I have talked about niche down, niche down, niche down. I know you are sick of hearing it, but when it comes to your Psychology Today profile, this is so incredibly important. Let me give you an example of exactly what this looks like in action. A lot of therapist profiles will say something like, I treat anxiety, depression, and life transition issues. I would love to talk to you. An example of a more specific niche statement would be something like this. You have a teenage daughter. who is high achieving, smart, bright, and driven. And for the last few months, you have noticed that she is just not like herself. I'm here to help. See how that's different? See how that pulls to the emotion of the person who's reading the profile? See how it tells you exactly who I'm working with? High achieving, smart teenage girls. That is what we mean when we say you need to be specific. I really, when I'm writing Psychology Today profiles, whether it's for me or somebody in one of my courses, I take the time to think, who is this ideal client? What are they looking for? I'll try to take a minute and I'll even just close my eyes and think about the struggle they may be having in that moment and see through their eyes what they might be looking for in a profile. You want, when you are writing your profile, to come from that angle. When it comes to Psychology Today, your messaging, the way you write the words that you put on screen, and I know you don't have very many, right, matters. I spent the last 6 months, I'm not even kidding, putting together a 40-page guide on the messaging for your Psychology Today. I break down tons of examples. I get into the nitty-gritty sentences, kind of like we did here in this video today, but actually tons more examples. And I put all of that into my Psychology Today guide. I'm going to link it below. But if you have any questions about how to market your private practice specifically on Psychology Today, please feel free to drop those questions below. I'm here to answer, and let's grow together. See